So one of the favorite parables of Jesus that I have is called the parable of the talents, where a master goes away on a journey, but before he goes, he entrusts his property to 3 different servants at 3 different ability levels, 5 talents, 3 talents, and 1 talent respectively. And when he comes back, he discovers that the one with 5 and the one with 3 have been faithful, whereas the one with 1 reports to him, "Oh, I was afraid that I would lose it and you would be mad at me, so I just buried it to make sure it wasn't lost or stolen. So here it is, I give it back to you." And he says, "What are you doing? That was wicked and lazy. You could have at least given it to the banker and gotten interest." But to the 5 and the 3, he says, "Well done, my good and faithful servants. You've been faithful in a few things. You will be entrusted with more. Now enter into your master's happiness." He's entrusting things to us, and he won't stay and micromanage us. I know many of us want a robotic relationship with Jesus where we remain slave-minded. He's the master, and we do whatever he just tells us. But he actually wants us to use our creativity, our innovation, our unique personality, our unique life circumstances, and he gives us free choice. And he essentially says, look, I'm going to give you who I am. I'm going to give you my truth. I'm going to give you my gospel. I'm going to give you my spirit. I'm going to give you life opportunity. I'm going to give you all these abilities. I'm going to give you the blessings of life. And I want you to creatively figure out how to be proactive, self-disciplined, a self-starter, a motivated, dogged, single-minded kingdom person. And I want you to be creatively taking risks that could fail and you could lose everything. The greater the return on investment, the greater the risk to losing that investment. So the bank thing that he says to the one with 1, it's like you could have at least put it in the bank and gained interest, but what he was really hoping they would do is take wild flaming risks that could risk crashing and burning. The talents he's referring to is, even though it's financial in the parable, it's not really financial. It's who we know him to be. We're meant to give away who we've come to know him to be to other people. Whatever you keep molds and rusts, but whatever you give away gets sharper and stronger, and you get more added to you. As you get busy blessing others, you find yourself blessed in return. But as you get busy pulling back for fear of risk and for fear of pain, the more closed in you become. It doesn't please the Lord and you don't grow, and it's not kingdom. It's not the kingdom. This is what the Lord spoke to me just the other day. He said, "Tim, have you honestly given away every single thing that I've given you?" And I said, "No, not yet." And he says, "Then get back after it." So the thing we're called to invest for the kingdom is every insight, every experience, every rich reality of who I've come to know him to be. And the way is just to give it away to people, just to give it away to people, so that what he gave me has the opportunity to be their property too. And then they can fall in love with who he is as well. They can see something he has shown me as well. Some people are going to have ears to hear what my heart burns with. If my heart is on fire for him and I let it burn, then some people are going to burn for what my heart burns for, and they'll be drawn to it. Others are not going to be drawn to it, and we're going to have to shake the dust off our feet. The thing that happens in our hearts is we get hurt and we shut down and we stop stewarding well and taking the risks and being out there. Who you really are in Christ is the real you, and the gospel's about learning who God is so that by relating to God, you become who you really are. If you can be who you are in his presence, that's a miracle. But an even greater miracle is learning how to be yourself in public. People aren't really going to see the real treasure of the gospel till you start to be yourself in public. And that, my friends, is the opposite of burying the talent. So if there's anything you've come to learn in Jesus, if there's anything you've seen in the beauty in his eyes and the beauty in his love and the beauty in his heart and the wisdom of his ways and his instructions and his promise, just if there's anything that you've found life in him, to be faithful means to risk pain by giving it away.